Hello everyone, this is Danny from Deepsouth Homestead. We're back out here again today. I think we picked the coldest day we've had to work outside. I've got a little bit of an ear problem in one of my ears, but the wind is blowing hard and I know it's probably going to mess up with the camera. But we have to get this done. And I want to talk about the two most important investments we've made for a garden. Number one has been these steel fence posts. This has probably been the first best investment we've made. We figured out for years we planted English peas here, and we were taking crepe myrtle sticks where we trimmed our crepe myrtle trees, sticking them in the ground, letting the peas grow up on them, and every year it was just a mess to clean it up. So we invested in the steel fence posts, and we invested in the cattle panels. Now, the steel fence posts and the cattle panels, I'm kind of add them together because you got to have one. If you got one, you got to have the other. So that's kind of one of the best investments we've ever made here on our homestead, because the cattle panels can be used for so many different things. We can plant any of our running beans on them, our rattlesnake beans, our pole lima beans, our green beans that run, our English peas, cucumbers, any of this stuff like this that runs on them, guys. We can grow any of that stuff up on here, and it keeps it up off the ground. And in our humid environment, that's really a good thing, as long as they're not too close together, so that air can flow between them. Now, our second most important investment that we've made here on our homestead, and you're probably going to see more of it, is the row covers. The row covers have been a godsend for us because we do a lot of gardening. This was our year to experiment with it here. It's all the way from here to over there. We didn't have to pull any weeds. The row covers literally kept the rows covered. Of course, it's covered up with leaves now off the trees, which is fine. But we left the middles open down through there where plants would come up. And guys, look, we might have had a few little pieces of weed around where we left it open in the middle, but that's it. I mean, it was virtually maintenance-free garden. And to be honest with you, we did the black plastic last year on this section right here for nematode control. We've done the clear plastic over there. I can't tell you, honestly, if I know there's a tremendous difference between the two of them. The only thing I know for sure is that the black plastic had 0 weeds under it. The clear plastic, the weeds came back up underneath it because of the sun could penetrate through it. Now, the one thing we noticed was we have had no root nematodes at all this year. Now, before we put this down, we followed Hoss Tools instructions. We planted the whole garden in broadleaf mustard, and we let it grow all winter, and we tilled it in the spring, waited 2 weeks, tilled it again, and literally, I don't know if it was the black plastic, I don't know if it's the broadleaf mustard, because the broadleaf mustard is also supposed to be a nematode deterrent. Don't know which one it was that actually did the most good. I do know that I've tilled that over there twice since we finished gardening this past summer. Broadleaf mustard is still coming up there from Hoss Tool. So the seeds are viable for a long time in the soil. So they're still coming up, which is not going to do us much good because we're going to retill it. We're going to be moving 2 of these rows over to the cabin garden because over there the sun hits completely different than it does here. We're going to be experimenting with 2 rows of English peas over there and some rows of English peas over here just to see if there is a difference in the climates over there and over here. Because going into the grand solar minimum like we are, our weather here is going wacky, guys. And we want to know for sure if there's some growing differences over there or if it's going to work out here, which one does the best for us. Because whichever one does the best, we're going to move that crop over there and find something else to put here. So we're going to be, like I said, taking up 2 rows of the wire and the posts and moving them over there, which will free up some more room over here. We're probably going to try to plant some snap beans over here. We have problems here when we plant snap beans, especially the bush type, and it rains, the sand splashes all up on them and gets them really dirty. We're going to leave the 2 row covers down here, and we're going to plant snap beans, the bush type, on the row cover, and see if they do okay on the row cover, and if so, that will give us the indication that from that point forward, we're going to need to plant all of our snap beans on row cover in order to keep the dirt off of the beans and to keep them clean and see how well the plants do. We just want to see if the plants carry as much disease or anything. We've had trouble the last year growing snap beans. So guys, we're gathering up all the debris out of the garden. We just took up all the butter peas. We have them in the bucket of the tractor. We have a pile at the other end of the garden. We're going to go get that. We're going to take them off and we're going to pile them off in the woods because they had a little blight on them this year. We don't want to put none of that back in anything that we compost. So we're going to get rid of all this and get ready for 2020 garden at Deepsouth Homestead. We have taken down 3 runs of our wire here. We're going to move it over to the cabin like we talked about and put some English peas over there. But guys, the ground cover is amazing. We just rake the leaves off of it. A few little weeds to pull right down the center of it. It's basically going to be a no-till method. We're going to leave it. We can plant back because the ground is so soft up underneath it. The microbes are looking really good. Everything's looking good. So we're just going to come in here and just replant right back down through here. Not even take the row covers up. We're just going to till all this in. We're going to turn these leaves in and let them become part of the matter under the dirt. Guys, we're getting ready for spring, so it's time to do it now. So we're fixing to jump on the tractor and see if we can make this happen. Okay, everybody, we have finally finished. We got all the rows clean. Everything's cleaned off. Everything's been tilled. We are ready to start getting ready to garden. And see, that for a lot of y'all, that seems like a crazy thing. But for us, we got less than a month. We'll be planting English peas, Irish potatoes, and stuff like that. So we got to get the ground ready. We got to be ready to roll here in about 3 to 4 weeks. If the weather holds out, you're going to see Deepsouth Homestead putting stuff in the ground. So hang with us, guys, and watch and see what happens here at Deepsouth Homestead. Changes are coming in 2020. Thank you, guys, for Deepsouth Homestead.